So good afternoon, dear LinkedIn community, for another interview in the C-level workshop. Today we have a really interesting and challenging topic. Today we are talking about India and opportunities with India, transforming business production to India, making business in India, sourcing IT specialists from India to Europe, to Germany. And I have a very special guest, Kuldeep Nagpal. Good afternoon, Kuldeep.
Good afternoon, Bernd. Thank you for the invitation.
It's my pleasure. And you are joining us from really close to Delhi, in
Yes,
India.
I am from a town, Gurgaon, that is just next to Delhi, and it comes under Delhi NCR, basically National Capital Region. We have a population around 4 million people here, and this is basically famous for the industrial town as well. Uh, Gurgaon is the first automotive hub in India, so we have a lot of automotive components companies here.
Yeah. Okay, we have a few topics on our list, but first I would like to invite the people in Germany and India on the screens on LinkedIn and maybe also on YouTube to ask questions. Please put questions in the comments. We will try to answer them as good as we can. Kuldeep, we discussed several times about opportunities to transfer business and production to India. In Germany, we have the situation that energy costs are high, that all the circumstances for producing industry is not very positive, and about 30% of the industry at the moment evaluates transferring business to abroad, which means other countries. Then we have political circumstances in the world where I would say China fades out as an opportunity to doing business with in the future. And as I understand from the media at the moment, even Chinese companies transferring business to India. So it would be very interesting for me to discuss with you how it is, how it works to transfer business to India, how it can be managed, and what are the circumstances. So please tell us a bit about the challenges and opportunities of transferring business to India from Germany, and what needs to be checked and what kind of support would be good for this. Please, Kuldeep.
See, Bernd, what you read in the media, we as well always heard about the same things, positive things about doing business in India. So, if you talk about Germany, Germany is one of the top, business partner over the last several years. Uh, India is currently considering as the most popular destination in the world to start new business, to start manufacturing, production. And about Germany, we already have here more than 2,000 German companies who are already producing here, who are already selling their products in India. And there are a lot of reasons, lot of opportunities. I mean, you can see here in India there is one is there is a rapid infrastructural growth, industrial friendly policies, ease of doing business is there are many attractive benefits, incentives governments are providing, so on. I mean, there are a lot of things you can see, and many new sectors you can see the opportunity here in India. For example, chemical infrastructure, uh, uh, renewable energy is one of the sector Germany is looking here. So yes, there is an opportunity, and many companies are coming here. We received lot of inquiries from Germany. Many German companies wanted to start production here because of several reasons. Because of they have a high cost there in Germany, because of the maybe the because of power cost or labor cost. But Yes, we receive a lot of inquiries.
Okay, so that means companies and managers are considering transferring business to India. So
Yes.
this is always a process, let's say a project which takes some time, some months, maybe a year, or maybe 2 years, or maybe half a year.
Depending on the business plan, size of the company. In general, it takes, if they are new for the market, they wanted to taste the market. It takes only 3 to 6 months to have their business in India. But depending on the, if they wanted to start the production here, then it can take longer. If they want it just to sell here, then it can be started within few weeks. So again, depending on the business plans.
Yeah. So this is already my next question. So what kind of constellation would you recommend? I mean, transferring production means, does it mean open up a company or in India, or working together with a joint venture partner?
See,
And
uh, Jan, I understand from what you are trying to ask me, because this is a very very normal first questions which came to mind of the businessman. See, if they are looking, India offers almost similar structures, which kind of structures any developed country is offering for the businesses. So
yeah,
you can have a foreign company here, you can have an Indian company here. Yes, but if you wanted to really start the production, manufacturing, you should have a company here,
yeah,
and then do that. And I don't want to go to technical things into that, what kind of company structures are available, but that can be assessed after hearing the business plan
yeah.
and overall structure of the company in their home country.
Yes, okay. But when you decide to transfer production to India, then it should be also part of the plan to sell in India. But I think, because I think it would be hard to, let's say, finance the cost of a production unit in India when you just considering transferring back the goods to Europe. So it should be a combined plan, I think. When you open up a company, it's different when you have a joint venture or cooperation partner. But when you start a business there, start an own company, then you should also considering about selling to India, or
So having a joint venture have their own challenges, Vern.
yeah,
But having your own company, and this is a new thing which we are, which this is a new kind of inquiries we are getting nowadays. So companies want to produce here, and they want to re-export from here to their own companies, because they wanted to produce now. They wanted to transfer the technology here in India,
yeah,
and wanted to produce here. Then they wanted to buy back from here. Although we have a good customer base here in India, if you see, uh, I think the largest consumer base we have within the country. So they can sell here in India as well, but they are as well re-exporting from India, and
yeah.
this is a new normal.
Okay, this is a new normal. This I understand. But I guess when you produce in India, you have lower energy costs, because we also have a lot of taxation in Germany on the energy cost. You
Yes.
maybe have lower, let's say, parts or material costs for the purchase. Uh, but I think you shouldn't you shouldn't decline in quality. So you should keep up in quality of your products. It should be similar like in Europe. And then I think it's still a bit difficult to sell in India price-wise. So
Yes, if you are sending products from Europe, from Germany, yes, it's difficult to sell in India, and India is really a price-centric market. If you see at the
yeah,
psychology of Indian people, but yes, if you are producing here in India, if you talk about power is India is one of the country using maximum renewable energy, generating energy from renewable sources, solar or windmills. whatever you can consider. And if you talk about labor is as well, cheapest here in India. And you can find a skilled labor as well very easily. So we are now in a stage of developing the tier 2 cities. So now, development is going towards tier 2 cities, and there you can really have a low cost production.
Okay. So this is, you mentioned the skill level, you mentioned the education of the Indian people. And I think in the meantime, it's worldwide known. Indian specialists are worldwide known for the knowledge and also for the motivation to work and to get things done. This leads us also to the next question, because India is a really big country, but the industry isn't that big yet at the moment. That means that India is educating more young people than it can, let's say, use in their own industry. So there's also a national interest of the state in India to, let's say, help people transferring to Europe and work in Europe. And we said we will make an offer out of it. So you can help us. You can help companies here with my help in Germany finding IT specialists for their need, for their company.
But you're right. Sourcing IT professionals from India is, not something new you are talking about. So countries like US, Canada, Australia, UK are, already sourcing IT professionals from India since decades, if you see. So Indian IT professionals are leading some of the world, biggest and most popular companies. For example, Google, Microsoft, any big name you can see, right? And if you have maybe heard in the news, or if you see the news recently, beginning of this year 2023, visit of German Chancellor to India, he also mentioned during his visit to India and asked IT professional, other skilled workers to consider working in Germany. And he as well promised there that they are considering the ease of visas for the IT professionals. So I think that it's a just need of the hour to Germany to consider IT professionals as well from India.
Yeah. Okay. And so it's possible to reach, let's say, like via you or me together, and it's possible to acquire IT professionals from India. How is the process? How is it? So you have specialized people on that finding IT specialists, which we can introduce to German companies, just like it is with our personal recruiting process. Huh?
See, Bernd, we have a dedicated team here in the company. We are already supporting companies in India, German companies, to recruit the talent, and we are also supporting German companies in Germany if they wanted to source IT professional or the engineers from India. And from the recruitment process to onboarding, we support completely. And it's not just about the recruitment, to support them and to guide them about the cultural differences, about the visa processes, and so on. So we support them.
Okay.
Yes.
So that means if there, everybody needs IT specialists in Germany. This is for sure. Yeah. So, but if somebody considers maybe that this could be an opportunity for them, they could approach us, could approach me, and we will discuss it, and we will discuss the requirements, and after that we will present people from India, which we before have in an online meeting, which I have also talked to, and then when we made this selection, then we will present IT specialists to German companies. So
Yes, that sounds good, and you can expect a complete due diligence from KNM side. And for the person you are recruiting, we make sure that all the credentials what he is, uh, 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 making in front of you should be verified by our team, and we make sure that we verify all his background, employment background or the education background, and to provide you a reliable talent.
okay, fine, perfect. So we will come back to this recruiting issue within a minute, but I'd like to squeeze a question in because there is a question coming which asks, are there ready-to-use production sites in India already, comparing to those ones in China? And if you already have a few examples, Kuldeep, I would be happy if you could
Yes,
tell us.
Bernd.
Wait a second, I would like to ask also the woman who sent the question if she could maybe specify it. Is it for chemical, electronic, or something new? So please, Kuldeep.
So, Bernd, this is as well a very normal thing now in India. You can find production facilities for 2,500 square meter to 5,000 square meter, or maybe more space or smaller space. A ready space available. Ready means a basic infrastructure built up on the facility, flooring and the shed of the production plant or the office building, so you can get ready to move facilities now in India.
Okay, and there are also kind of industrial parks or hubs for
Yes,
special industries.
exactly. There we have industrial parks in almost every region.
Yeah.
Depending on the business, we guide them which part of India suits them well, and then we support them to do the market research and the location research basically for them. If they want our support for that, we can help them to find the ready to move facility for them.
Okay, thank you, Kuldeep. Now the specification comes. It's about electronics. So do you have
Yes. So
such
electronic hub is basically near my town, near Delhi. We have a city called Noida, Greater Noida. This is a hub of electronic component companies. Basically, Samsung is here, a big plant, as everyone knows. So there are many small companies are here now. The semiconductor industry as well considering this location. So you can get a small location to big location as per your requirement, and you can specify the customization as well. So you can get the companies who can make as per your requirement.
Okay, wonderful. Kuldeep, I have a question because, or I have a topic. Maybe we haven't or we didn't say it so clearly at the beginning. So let's come back to that and recap that. So you are head of a consultant company in India, or right? Yeah. You
Yes,
are providing administration service, finance, personnel, whatsoever, and also helping in developing business.
I
And
can yes, I
yeah,
can just explain you in 1 minute.
yeah,
So basically, I am the managing director of company KN Outsourcing and Consulting.
yeah.
So I started this company in 2003 with a vision to serve domestic market. But since 2007, I'm serving only to German and European companies. Our majority of client comes from Germany, right? And we have a company's mix of businesses from production, IT, reseller, market research service provider. Everyone we have mix of clients. So what we support basically, we are a India market entry expert. So we act as a first contact for any company who is considering India for their next business destination. So we guide them everything step by step to start their business, to start their legal entity in India. Then we support the post-market entry services, basically all the functions of finance, HR, and administration. So they can basically focus on their business activity. We take care of other things and closely work with the headquarter to report them everything is going as per law, as per legal requirements in India.
Right. And the setup is like this. So we decided, you and me, that I will work as an ambassador for you, for your company. So if somebody is interested in Germany in
Yes.
acquiring an IT specialist or getting service and transferring production or something else, so they can approach me, and I will organize this question with you and guide this project until it starts really being a project. So this is our offer. So any question about the two things, transferring business or IT specialist from India, they can approach me, and I will help them, take their hand, and bring them to India to you.
Perfectly fine. That's basically a right strategy. So you can act as a local face basically for KNM, and you can you speak their own language, so you can guide them better. Basically, you can understand things from them, and you can basically make a bridge between the requirements and us.
Okay, fine. So I think it was important that we make this clear. So we already discussed a few things, and there's an issue that the Indian government decided that they want to be the one of the most important production hubs in the world. I think it's the goal is in 8 years, and so they are supporting companies who would like to work in India, who would like to transfer business to India. And they also offer some incentives for those companies and some help, and maybe make bureaucracy a little bit easier. I'm not sure whether the bureaucracy is more in India than in Europe. I can't almost not imagine that someone has more bureaucracy than we in Germany, but this is another question. But let us talk about the incentives for companies who intend to work with India.
See, India is I mean, there is no doubt India is an, attractive investment opportunity for businesses around the world. And, the current government make a vision of making India in the year 2013 and 14. And, there are central and state governments of India who are incentivizing the businesses to set up the manufacturing units in India. There are many schemes, sector-specific schemes available here in India, and they basically incentivize companies in a shape of taxes and duties. They reduce the taxes, they reduce the import taxes, they reduce the duties for them. And if you see on the internet or on the news, so Indian government has notified very sector specific policies which are very popular nowadays. We call it PLIs, basically production linked incentive schemes. And the recent scheme is regarding the semiconductor industries. So there is a lot of incentive schemes available here, and depending on the industry, depending on the investment size, depending on the business plans, and depending on the geographically region which is suitable for them.
Okay, so we discussed a few questions already, and everything sounds very positive. I mean, if I listen to that, then I should decide tomorrow to go to India. But there are maybe also some obstacles and some negative images. So I would like to put it directly on the table here. Please, Kuldeep, please explain to us how the status of corruption. How do you think is status of corruption in India? How does it affect the daily business? because for German companies, compliance is a very, very sensitive issue, and so we can't work with that. Please tell us how it is.
Uh, but see, this is a very, very sensitive topic and a significant concern for international companies, especially, Mittelstand companies, the SMEs. This is a very sensitive topic for them. So if you see, international ranking for corruption, then India has, become less corrupt in at least since 2013 or 2014. You can see the data online as well. So, this is always a endemic problem. Not in India, it's everywhere. I mean, maybe, in India is in the news. So, but it's there is a lot of improvement from government side on this front. Uh, 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 if you discuss this topic with the lawmakers here in India, so they will tell you the improvements what government of India have done, but government of India steps have taken to uh, to deal with these kind of matters. So, Indian government has taken steps to address some of the regulatory and bureaucratic hurdle for foreign companies. There are a number of resources available to help foreign companies. There are, government separate departments for foreign companies who can directly reach out to government. They can avoid middlemen, and there are companies like us who support them to deal with these kind of issues and to get the regulatory and licenses done. And one of the major steps taken, many states have already done this. So now you don't need to go through too many registrations and approvals. So many states are introducing a single window concept basically. So if you are coming for a manufacturing, you can just apply to one department. You don't need to go to many other government departments to take the approvals. There is one single department. You just file your application there, so you will get all the approvals from that department. So
Okay.
there are improvements here as well, but yes, still we have to improve a lot.
Yeah, okay, but everybody has to improve a lot. Also, we have to improve a lot. So this is for sure. But I mean, this is a kind of stereotype saying there's a lot of corruption in India. I think it's
Yes.
a quite positive development on its way,
Yeah.
and we will have a lot of changes there, and we have also see improvement. So
Yes.
please let us come. I would like to have it on the table to the second stereotype, because the media here in Europe, when it's about India, they work with stereotypes. Yeah? So they show us very poor people, half naked, living in the dirt. But I think this is the past. Or today, society has changed in India. There's a big middle class. People who run the industry, who earn a lot of money regularly. Please tell us a little bit about
Just answer this, Bund. I mean, we have almost around 300 million people, of which come from the middle class, and these numbers are comparable to the whole European Union, if you can see. So we have a large number of middle class, and yes, we have our rural areas as well. As I told you that now the tier 2 cities are getting business opportunities. Industrial towns are developing in tier 2 cities now. Many big IT companies are going to tier 2 cities. So situation is improving, but this is, yes, one kind of stereotype, and so I request you to come to India and see by your own eyes.
Okay, fine. Yeah, I mean, I started to study about India for just time ago, because it raises my interest, and what I see is it's different today than it was maybe 20 or 30 years ago. But anyway, I mean, media is influencing us, and they like to show what is selling the best, and these stereotypes, they are selling good. Kuldeep, I thank you very much, and we almost reached the 30 minutes, but I would like to close with the last question. So what do you think personally, how do you see the future in the next years for the likely cooperation between India and Germany or Europe, and for the exchange of engineers who come to Europe to work here and learn here and then go to India and work there? Because this is, of course, another opportunity. I mean, if a company employs people from India here and they work for a few years in their companies, they can also transfer to India to run a daughter company there or something. So please tell us your view, your feeling about the next future, the next 3-4 years.
See, Bernd, I'm not a economist, or I'm not a very big law firm or leader, but I can have this feeling that next 10 years it will be about India everywhere, and you can see this in the news. You can see this everywhere. So I was last on my Europe tour a month ago, basically. And I got this feeling from many people that everyone is talking about India. People wanted to move their facilities from China to India. They are just full of China, basically, and they are looking for alternative markets. And it's not only about to produce in India, they wanted to source also from India. So we have clients who are not producing here in India. They are just buying from India and selling in the European market. And since last, as I told you, we were very focused on German market, and we have most of the clients comes from Germany. But since last 2 years, especially post COVID, we are now considering the other countries from Europe. And I feel that many Swiss companies, Dutch companies, and Austrian companies are considering India as their next destination.
Okay, Kuldeep, fine. This is a very positive outlook, and it guides us in the direction of the future. And I also think India can help us here in Germany to solve a few problems, which we actually have. And so I think it will be a fruitful cooperation. So I would like to recall this question or this issue. So if somebody is interested in any issues, transferring business to India, acquiring IT specialists from India, please approach me, and I will, together with Kuldeep, will handle this question, and we will come back to you and will give you support and give you an offer and make it happen. And I would also mention that you, Kuldeep, with your company KNM, you also have a very competitive pricing. So if somebody already uses
yes, I mean, I just wanted to highlight here that so whenever you consider a new country as your business destination, so you reach out to big law firms, big companies. So there are big law firms available here in India, in your country, and there are small companies from India as well. So we come with the expertise similar to any good standard law firm, and with the considering of the price as well. So and our focus is always Mittelstand companies, SME companies, to support them to settle their business. Our goal is always to grow with the company growth, basically, not to consider them as a one-time customer to us. Basically, we wanted to grow with them, and all of our clients are with us since last 8 years, 10 years with us.
Okay, thank you very much for this last words, Kuldeep. It was a pleasure for me to have you here on the interview. And I also thank the listeners and the viewers from LinkedIn and YouTube for the audience, and say thank you for today. And please spare a few minutes with me, Kuldeep, remain in the meeting, and I say goodbye until next week to LinkedIn.
Thanks to you, Bernd, providing your platform.